I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, John Locke. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. How are you, Angel?
I am excellent. Thanks for asking, John. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please do tell me, what part of the world are you in right now?
Sacramento, California.
Oh, sweet.
It's about an hour and a half north of San Francisco.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. And which of your talents, John, is responsible for us meeting?
Well, I'm going to say that it's probably SEO.
Okay. I will say no. I will say WP Tonic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did Tonic for a year. I co-hosted.
Yeah.
We did 100 episodes together. Yeah, me and Jonathan.
Super great podcast. Wow. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, since you said SEO, I'm not going to push on it though. Tell us about what you do as an SEO consultant, please.
Well, a lot of what I do is say there'll be like a business, they're growing, but they'll be looking around at their competitors, and their competitors are ranking higher, and they're like, why can't we do that? And a lot of it comes down to I'll go in, I'll check out their site, I'll check out all their competitors and take a look at what's going on in their industry. And usually what it comes down to is they'll need a lot of work on their website. They'll need some stellar content to go on their website, and then people to know about it via backlinks or promotion. So that's the 20-second pitch on what I do.
I love it. Like, I see you like the sniper guy, right? You're the guy, the Navy SEAL of getting SEO up and running, which is so important, so very important. So who did you learn this skill from?
A lot of it's self-taught. Actually, 7-8 years ago, I was living a blue-collar life. I used to work in bakeries. I used to manage like a bakery. I was working in a factory bakery when I started learning web design, web development. And then right after that, I started learning SEO. So.
Wow. Sounds like fun. Did you believe all the way through that you would get out of that rat race if you would?
I absolutely, no, there's no backup plan. It was basically like I knew that I had to do it.
Yeah.
And so that made it a little bit easier. Yeah.
Wow.
So I thought it would be easier, but to get to where I'm at now, but definitely I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah. Well done, my friend. Well done. So now that you are here, why will you continue to repeat the skills that you've so well honed, if you would?
Well, anything that has to do with the internet or online marketing or web development is constantly going to be changing. So if you're not a person who loves to learn, like anything to do with the web is not, where you need to be, because things are constantly changing.
Yeah. I love these 20-second answers. It does fit pretty well on the 12-minute convo.
I was listening to some of your past episodes. There are pretty good ones in there. So
yeah, thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Well, do tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Okay, easy. I make myself available to people who need it. And a lot of that would be just answering questions. Maybe people email me or they leave a comment on my blog. Because I know a lot of like people in the web industry, they are just like, well, I don't have time, or they kind of blow people off, or they don't answer every single person. But that's the thing that I try and do is, if somebody genuinely has a problem, something they're stuck with, I'm going to try and point them toward an answer. So.
How does that make you feel?
This just how I am. I mean, no matter what I would be doing, I'd like to think that would be how I would treat people. That's just, no matter what the profession, that's how I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel, better. This whole world is just people helping people. That's all it is.
Hmm.
That's all it really is. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So you feel better. Now, where is the best place for us to connect with you, what you do, John, to get to at least to access your services?
So you can find me on my website. It's lockdowndesign.com, or you can follow me on Twitter. It's lockdown_, and I have a Facebook page. It's Lockdown Design. Any of those places, you can reach out and find me.
Wonderful. No, it's locked. Just in case you didn't hear that, locked down design, right? So it's LOCKEDOWN, right? Because his name is spelled actually LOCK, right? So it's John Locke. So he got that lock and down, that type of thing going, right? So it's lock down design.
Yep.
All right, my friend. All right, so tell me, why would you suggest to someone out there that's listening that they do what you've done by really integrating the if you would, the family side, the serving side of what you do?
Well, I would say that, like, anything you're going to do, just, be serve people, and, and pursue like what you're doing and don't give up. That's basically it. You can change your reality, and you can make your life into what you want it to be, and it might take you a while, but you can definitely get there if you don't give up and you don't quit. You keep moving toward your goal.
Love it. Amazing audience. We are live with John Locke. Do check him out. Again, he is the guy at Locked Down, right? Designs, right? Locked Down Designs. Do check him out, right? Hey, John, let's switch gears for a moment.
Yes.
Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded.
Oh, I love the time machine.
With beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. John, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My second birthday. My parents got me a swing set, with a slide, and they put it up in the front yard. And there was some sawdust there. I don't know why. It was just there, and I was throwing sawdust on the slide, and my parents were inside, and I could see them in the kitchen window. And I said, "Mommy, there's a monster throwing sawdust all over my slide." And she came out and spanked me for lying. She said, "You're lying. There's no monster there." But that's the earliest thing I remember, second birthday.
Interesting. Well, why do you think this memory is so clear?
I only remember actually being around my mom like that and one other time, because not long after that, she got emphysema and she was in the hospital for the last few years of her life. So that and one other memory I have of her. I actually distinctly remember her, so that's probably why it stands out.
Interesting. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my
Yeah.
mind? Now, tell me, why were you throwing the sawdust on the slide, though?
I have no idea. I was 2.
Okay.
I had a lot of imagination. I was the only child, and so I would amuse myself, and I still do, with just imaginary, just go into my mind and create stuff. So
yeah,
there you go.
Well, the thing that popped out and is when you were telling the story for me is I immediately saw the optimization of the slide, right? The slide would really work better if the sawdust was there, right? You could definitely be optimized in terms of the way you could get down the slide, right? I'm guessing back in those days too, right? It's those metallic slides, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was metallic, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing that popped out. Never know where this goes, right? On the time machine. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
A Day in the Life by the Beatles.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, the Beatles were my first band that I really got into. When I got a little bit older, I was into Daryl Hall and John Oates. And then, I got a little bit older and I was into stuff like The Doors and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin. And then a little bit later, Judas Priest and stuff like that. But when I was 12, Day in the Life by the Beatles, that song just blew my mind.
Yeah. Love it. Well, it definitely connects, right? So, well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, I suppose. But hey, you definitely dreamed about the day in the life, and hey, you are here and you're speaking from that place, right?
That's right.
John, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. John, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I'm trying to pass it to my wife, but you know, my stepdaughter as well. She's 22 and she's really great at sales, so she might be a natural fit for this.
Right. So you're married. You have your stepdaughter. So that's one. Do you have any other children?
I do. I have an adult son. He's 19. He's off doing his own thing. So.
All right. Do you believe in God?
I'm going to say yes. I've definitely had experiences that would lead me to believe yes.
All right. Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Definitely.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, not unless you count YouTube.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about screen time, the phone and or the computer. Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, yeah, definite.
Yeah. Well, John, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months, I came up with a workbook. It's an expansion of the podcast, really, right? And it's the name of it is yours. So it stands for your own unique real self. And as you dig deeper into your own unique real self, my hope is that you uncover your own unique real statement, which is your mission. If you had to share with us, though, your own unique real statement, something that represents John Locke, what would you say that is?
Is you can change your reality, and you always have the ability to help yourself and others. So,
love it. John Locke, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
That they should listen to the 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones, because it's a great podcast.
Hey, I love that. Hey, thank you, my friend. That means a ton. John Locke, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.